All right, you guys. So this is going to say 1 and then day and then at a and then time big down here. So let's see if I can go like this. Okay, and then pick it up for a second. Go like right here. Okay. I really lightly sketch the shape. We are sometimes available for walk-ins. They just have to fucking stop by and see what we have open that day. Why wouldn't anybody listen to me? All right. So this is going to say 1 day at a time. And then we're going to have some visuals in here that represent the people that he has lost to drug overdose. Am I able to say that without putting you out there? All right. So did you always know that this is how you wanted to represent for them, or did you just come up with this recently?
It was a moniker that they went through when they're going through their sobriety. Like 1 day at a time was like their moniker, like their go-to.
Yeah.
So
they were trying to get sober and then they just kind of lost it?
Yeah.
That fucking sucks, man. Go like that. And it was your cousin and sister?
It was my brother-in-law and my sister.
God, that fucking sucks. How old was your sister?
She would have been, it was right before her 30th birthday.
Dude, I'm so sorry, man. How long ago was it?
December of 19.
Well, I'm proud that you're letting me help you represent something positive at least. Yeah, at least you're doing something positive instead of a negative approach on it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So what I'm doing is I'm drawing these letters on here, and then I'm going to make them hollow, and I'm going to do like some design work around it, like some Victorian filigree, kind of building off of it. Turn back a little bit. Oh, thank you. You got coffee? Oh, shit. Thanks. Say hello to YouTube in America. Hello, friends. Well, not YouTube. YouTube and America, not in America. We got people from all around the world on here. Straighten it up a little bit more. So 1 day, and then I'm going to do at in a circle.
Sir, can I please have your ID? Like, give me your ID. You're gonna get this here and give me your ID. It's okay. She be like that to me too.
Hey, Google. Turn the volume up to 5. And then time. Will you go ahead and do the outside stuff?
Yeah,
I can't hear you.
I your card.
I can just grab it in just a second. I appreciate you. Okay, roll like that. So I draw a lot of like filigree. So I'm just kind of like loosely drawing the filigree shapes on here, and then I'm going to tie them all into the shape of his arm. So with arms, you want to make like the musculature of right here pronounced, and then you want to make the muscular like you want to round off this muscle right here, and you want to round off the muscle on the top, and then you want to make it look sleek, and then you want to we're going to cover this up later on. So we're going to make this muscle real pop, and then this shoulder, the ball of his shoulder pop more. Okay, straighten your arm a little bit. Keep your elbow real straight. And then we're going to have time, like right here, real lit. So I'm going to kind of define where each letter is going to be. Okay. Okay, roll back. So a lot of times if you don't define where your ledges are going to be or where each letter is going to be separately, then you're going to end up running out of room for a letter. That's like an old graffiti trick. You get your word looking perfect, and then you'll have like 3 letters. You got to get into like the space for one. My Instagram is Shadowink, Shadowink. If you guys want to check out what this looks like in the end, I'll definitely have the process and the progress on there and on my live. Roll back. See, I damn near ran out of room for the E. All right, I'm going to redo that part. I just want time to be super dramatic, and then roll. And then we've got a stencil for, what do you call it? The Cincinnati Reds logo. And then we've got a stencil for a shamrock. And explain to us what the reasons are for both of those.
So my brother-in-law and I were huge fans of Cincinnati Reds, and then my sister's birthday is actually St. Patrick's Day, so.
That's awesome. I like that he found conceptual ways to represent. So then here's so we've got a 3-dimensional shamrock and then a 3D ledge, like a beveled ledge on the Cincinnati's logo. So we're going to do that. Straighten your arm real good for me. Hold on one second. All right, I'm going to just get my tablet off my area so I can sit down. All right. Fucking hell. All right, sorry about that, you guys. All right, point your wrist down. Okay. Okay, go like that. Don't move. Okay, pick it up. One down. I'll probably put some kind of shading inside of these letters. So the trick with this kind of style is to make each kind of like grouping of letters different enough from each other that they have like their own unique visual. So then I'm getting enough of this on here, and then I'm putting the stencil of one right here, and then the stencil of another down here, and then I'm going to do the Victorian around it, or the filigree around it. Oh, careful. Like that. Okay, go like that. So normally you'd have multiple colors of pen, but I feel like sometimes that confuses me, so I just try to keep one color. Got to be careful around stretch marks not to push too hard with the line work, so I'm not going to try to put a whole bunch of line work through there. But I can definitely take away from those with shade work, so yeah, I got them all inside my arm too, so it's definitely good to help cover them up if you can. Okay, point down. Okay, so then right here is where I'm going to basically have the shamrock. And then let's see. Now let me turn a little bit and then point your wrist down. And then we're going to have like a sick-ass clock reference up here, shattered with an angel, or an angel shattered with a clock, depending on whatever fits the best. We got a cool concept. I think the old school way of just doing a piece and not thinking what are we going to do above it or below it doesn't benefit your client as much, man. So the trick should be to always make sure you benefit the overall visual, like not just the day that you're being hired to work on something, but damn, like you should help your person think what's going to happen when this is on here and looks epic, and you want to add to it, and we haven't pre-planned how to add to it. So we talked about that for a minute to make sure we didn't box them in. Okay. Don't move. I'm sure this looks very confusing to you guys, but after I get it all laid out, you'll be like, damn, this shit is hard as fuck. This is called a ghost line. Anytime you're drawing any kind of font or design work, like the West Coast style is doing the ghost line around it, makes it really come to life and gives it like a 3D kind of ledge on it. I don't know 3D, but it gives it a cool look to it. You just kind of do like a really thin line work around it and then shade off of that so you don't lose your letter when you're doing your shading, but it also gives it a 3D kind of bevel if you do it the way I'm talking about. And then if you're doing like the filigree around it, then you tie the filigree into the design work, or the filigree into the ghost line, and it just solidifies your filigree as part of your font. Okay, roll. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna give that ledge piece that connects all the font. And then let's say I did like that, give it almost like a banner border. I didn't realize how close I was holding that up, you guys, my bad. Okay, like that. Oh shit, starting to look sick. I'm sure to you upside down, bro, this looks confusing as hell.
Nah, that's good.
You already know I'm not gonna drop the ball. All right, cool. So we got the one day at a time conceptual, and then I'm going to put my stencils on. You guys, I don't know how to do two things at once here, so here's what I'll do. I'm wondering if I could set this up somehow. All right. Can you hold this, bro, and angle it towards, don't worry about that, you're fine. Actually, here, hold that and angle it down at what I'm doing. Don't necessarily focus on me with it. All right, so I've already cleaned up his arm, so I'm just gonna get my stencil cut, you guys. Okay, so here's my two stencils. I always try to keep a little border around my stencils before I put them down so I can have something to hold on to and not smear my stencil. Stencils are super easy to smear and fuck up, so you try to be real careful with them. Can you see what you're looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so my thought was to put this here, and then to put this one like that, like right here. So then if that's the 3D going that direction, I would probably keep it like that right there. Yeah, that's perfect. Do you want me to have the stem on it? Do you care?
No,
Does it look better with it? It doesn't look bad with the stem. I'll probably keep it on there.
that's fine.
I appreciate you being easy going. Man, I ran late today and my fucking customer is actually a homie and he was very understanding, and I'm gonna go the extra mile for him today. Say thank you for being understanding. I was at work till 8 in the morning last night, or this morning rather, and man, it's totally my fault that I ran late, but shit, I was sleepy. All right, guys, now I got some Electrum. Take just a drop of it. If you put too much on there, then it's gonna smear. It still runs the risk of smearing a little bit, but it's better to use not enough than too much. Because you can always wet the outside of it up, but if you want to get more of your stencil to stick, but if you overdo it, then you're hit. Especially if you've got design work you just did around it. All right. Point your wrist down, and then be really firm when I push against you, okay? These stencils, yeah, keep it this. These stencils take 10 minutes to dry, so basically you want to get them on there real fucking clean and then let them sit for long enough to be dry enough that they don't want to smear off when you're washing your tattoo. Can you see? All right, can you hold it up a little higher? Cool. Breathe real slow. Don't move. Push towards me. Towards me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Fucking perfect. All right. Next one. You can see. All right, hold just like that. And then flatten your arm. Point your wrist down. Roll. One down. Make sure your arm is totally straight and your wrist is totally straight. Pointing down. I wouldn't point it down super far, but I would keep it down enough that when I put the stencil on, it doesn't move. Pick up your arm for a second, and then make a fist real good, and then drop like that and barely point like that. You probably don't want me to go much lower than your, what do you call it? Than your wrist, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna take this. Okay, be real consistent. All right. Take a deep breath. Hold real firm for me. So I wear gloves for every single thing, but when I'm putting my stencil on, sometimes it's easier to do it without gloves. Like I rub the ointment on with gloves, and then I'll put this part on without gloves. And then, of course, I wash my hands right after I get done. But I feel like if you do it with gloves on, sometimes you don't get the same. It's not as easy when you're peeling it off. So I'm just trying to be very. All right, this is exactly what I needed. Okay, now without letting your wrist bend at all, go ahead and stand up. Well, you don't have to stand up. Whatever is easier for you. All right, you guys. Much appreciated, brother. All right, you guys. I got my machine set up. This is the FK Irons Spectra Edge X, and this is the FK Zion. And we are at Ink Fam, baby. My name is motherfucking Shadowink, baby. It's your boy.